Hey everybody, welcome to ReeYees Retro Toys. I'm here with my dad today. He's the pilot, I'm the co-pilot. We're heading out to a toy and collectible show out in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. It's the Greencastle Collectible Show. I know the owner slightly. His name's Phil. He just opened a toy shop in the same town called Kryptonite Toys. But he's run this show for a few years now. I picked up a pretty big Ninja Turtle lot from him a couple years ago. It was a very nice lot, and a lot of it stayed in my collection. But I haven't been to the show probably in about a year, and it's in a new location, a bigger location. So we're gonna go check that out today and see what we can come back with, and we'll keep you updated. We've made it here to the Greencastle Toy and Collectible Show, the Blue Huron Event Center. Looks like a pretty crowded parking lot, so that's good for the vendors. So we'll go in here and check it out. Hopefully we can find some vintage turtle stuff and some Star Wars. Okay, here we are, kind of in the corner here at the Greencastle show, kind of giving you a panoramic view of how the vendor tables are set up. You know, basic grid. You can see they have the place decorated for Christmas. Lots of the vendors here had different model kits. There was a Funko vendor, Funko Pops. A lot of Hot Wheels and some trains. This guy here, he had some wrestling collectibles, newer stuff, and a lot of Ghostbusters. There was actually a couple guys dressed in Ghostbusters outfits the entire time. There's a cool Hulk Hogan Mad magazine, and there's the Ghostbuster guy. This vendor had a lot of vintage toys bagged up. You saw some California Raisins, that was Silverhawks, Jurassic Park. There's a Rotero from the Thundercats line, and some G1 Transformers bagged up. And this table also had some of the classic series Masters of the Universe figures, that you'll see right there, carded. Here's kind of a panoramic view from the other corner of the toy show. You see the Funko vendor there. Here's my dad. Yeah, everyone we talked to were very nice, cordial, welcome to share stories. I know my dad and I shared a lot of our pickin' stories with a couple of the vendors. They were appreciative. This is the table that I bought the Star Wars Bespin Fatigue Luke Skywalker from. He had a lot of cool vintage Star Wars, as well as some GoBots, Transformers, Ghostbusters, and Nintendo games. And this vendor here, he was another one of my favorites. His booth was basically all wrestling, all pro wrestling, and he had some great stuff. Some carded Galoob WCW figures from 1990. He also had a lot of the European exclusive Galoob WCW figures. The same molds, but the European exclusives had different paint. He had lots of Hasbros as well. And this I decided to take a video of as we were leaving the toy show. This must have been the Ghostbuster guy's ride as he decorated his Ranger up with Ecto-1 decals and apparatuses. I thought it was kind of cool. So we're back out of that Greencastle Toy and Collectible Show in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. It wasn't a bad little show. The perks about it, definitely free admission helps. They had about 80 vendor tables set up. An unfortunate thing for me as an action figure and vintage toy collector, there was a lot of tables focused on some modern stuff like Lego and Hot Wheels, different older model kits and stuff like that. Not really my thing. But yeah, or my dad's. But I did come away with a few things, wrestling and Star Wars related. So I'm going to show you that right now. Hey everybody, I am back from that Greencastle Toy and Collectible Show. I did pick up a few things and I wanted to show off what I came back with. So I picked up this guy. He is the brown-haired variant Luke in Bespin Fatigues figure from Empire Strikes Back. My collection, I only had the yellow-haired version. As you know, there's probably several versions of vintage Luke Skywalker figures with different hair colors and molded faces, and I don't know all about the variants, but I knew I only had the blonde hair and I needed him, so I picked him up. I tried to get him down to $10, but the guy wouldn't budge, so I paid $12 for him, but I needed him for my collection. I also picked up this AWA Matt Mania referee. His name is Dick Werla. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name, but I actually asked a vendor if he had wrestling action figures. He didn't even have this out, so that is a tip for all of you. If a table doesn't have what you're looking for, it's always good to just open up and talk to them. They might have something in a box behind their table that may be of interest to you. But I picked him up for $5, and he's in pretty good condition. He's probably a $30 figure, so I figure $5 is definitely not a bad deal for him. So I'll add him to my AWA collection. And then the next I bought was a lot of WWE Classic Superstars loose. A lot of 4 of them. He originally had $10 on the Warrior and then $5 on the rest, but I just went ahead and bought all 4 of them for $20, so I didn't think that was a bad deal. So I got the green pants and pink tassel version of the Ultimate Warrior. I got this vintage Dusty Rhodes with his hat. And then I got the 1-2-3 Kid and Sergeant Slaughter. So I didn't think that was a bad deal. These are pretty good figures. They were by Jakks Pacific. Historically, back in the mid-90s, I didn't think their figures were too good. But the Classic Superstars series, they really amped up their molds and their articulation with these figures, and I think they did a pretty good job on these. So I don't normally collect them. I tend to stick with AWA, old WCW, WWF Hasbro, and LJN figures, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then I found this little dude, a Slithe Thundercats PVC figure. I couldn't remember if I had him, but I actually do, so now I have 2. But for $1, I couldn't pass him up. I think he's from like 85, 86. I'm not sure how many of these PVC figures they made for Thundercats, but... And then I picked up this for $5. It's a boxed Legions of Power set for $5. So I thought, heck, the box, it's been opened, but I need to open it up because there's just some tape holding it together right now. Just to see what the contents. They said it was complete, so I'm going to open this up pretty soon and check the contents. Hey, so one thing I forgot to add from my haul from the Greencastle show were these 2 records. These are the Alf records that came with the Burger King hand puppets. from 1988. You can only purchase those at Burger King. I picked these up for $1 for both. I'm a big Alf fan. I have some of the plushes and the whole series on DVD. It's just a fun 80s sitcom that I enjoy. But I thought these were neat to have. They probably didn't survive too often. The puppets did. I sure see them frequently when I'm out at flea markets and yard sales and stuff. But the records I don't think did. The Cookin' with Alf one is pretty beat up. I actually tried to play it on my record player. I did hear some of it. Very interesting. This one's actually unpunched. You can see the hole is still unpunched. So this wasn't even played on a record player. So I may have to try to spin that one. This is the Take Me Alf to the Ball Game record. I believe there were 4 in total, but I was only found these 2. So that was my haul from the Greencastle Toy and Collectible Show out in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this hunt. I know I did. It's always fun to go check out local toy shows and go just talk with all the different vendors and share your stories. Most of the people out in the toy collecting community are pretty cool to talk to, and even if you don't buy something from them, they're pretty cool. So thanks for watching, and keep on hunting.